Good morning, Jolly Cruise family. My name is Jason, and I am the Jolly Cruise vlogger. And today on the old YouTube machine, we're actually starting a brand new series here called Waves and Vlogs Behind the Cruise Lens, where we're actually talking to different cruise content creators to find out what makes them tick. Why cruising? Who's their favorite cruise line? Why is that their favorite cruise line? What does that cruise line offer that they really enjoy? The purpose of this brand new series is actually to get with other content creators so that we can then turn around and spread the joy that we all get from going on cruises. All because we do care about the cruise line industry. We want the cruise line industry to succeed, and we want each other to succeed. So it's all the way about building other content creators and showing that cruising is a lot of fun, because we all know that a cruise day is better than a work day any day. We're going to start the series off by talking to a friend of mine named David Scott, who is Travel by David on social media. Here's all of his links. So let's just jump right into this interview. Today we're talking with David Scott, who is the founder and everything, and the name, the voice, everything behind Travels by David. So David, how are we doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, Jason. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate you doing this. So, why don't you talk a little bit about what you're doing? You know, what your social media background is. Obviously the name of your channels. What social media platforms are you on?
Yeah, sure. I'd be glad to. So I started doing podcasting back in 2019, and had a group of friends, and we just said, hey, let's start a podcast. So we started a podcast. We ran that thing for maybe 2 to 3 years, and then off and on, my wife and I would do some podcasting, and then we started getting into cruising, and cruising just grabbed me, by my heart and by my head, and shook me and said, hey, this is what you need to be doing. So when that happened, I was like, okay, let me shift gears here and let's see where we want to go with this. So I decided, hey, let's just talk about cruising because it's fun. And I don't want to talk about, politics, and I don't want to talk about all the negative things in the world. I want to talk about something that people enjoy, that would bring smiles to people's faces, and brings people together. And so when cruising grabbed a hold of me, I decided this is it. This is what I want to do. So I totally shifted gears and started Travel by David, and shifted the podcast over, shifted into TikTok, which I had never done before, actually. So, and TikTok to me has been super fun, and learning the ins and outs of it. So everything I do is Instagram and TikTok is Travel by David 1, and Facebook and YouTube is Travel by David. And I'm just getting started with the YouTube thing. I actually just bought a new camera yesterday to start getting some things going, and I've got some great ideas that's going to be coming in the future. So super pumped about that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've toyed with in the past, is the podcast realm. Being on camera is new to me. I always did just a vocal podcast.
Okay.
So this is all kind of new to me, putting myself out there. It took a little courage. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of look at it and say, oh, it's great. I could always do voice, because I've got a face for voice radio or
podcast. I thought that same thing about me, so don't worry.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of in a nutshell what I'm doing. So I just want to get some fun things out there, some informational things out there, but I just want to make people smile. That's really what I want to do.
That's really what we need. We need more smiles in this world. Definitely need that. So what kind of camera did you buy?
I just purchased the DJI Osmos Action 4. It was on a Prime Day sale.
Okay.
So it's just a recent Amazon Prime, got it on a sale for like $100 off. So I'm like, okay, I can't pass it up. So I grabbed it. Now I'm in the process of getting all the accessories to it and waiting on those. I got some things coming this weekend, and hopefully I can start filming and learning the ins and outs of it next week. So
okay,
I'm pretty excited about that.
I bought the DJI Osmo 1. I bought it off of eBay for like $50.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that, see if I like it. And it definitely, for me, has a lot of limitations. But like I said, this is the one. This is the one from, 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And I know that they've changed a lot since then.
Yeah. My daughter actually majored in cinematography. And so I had her on the lookout, and I'm like, hey, if you see a camera that your old dad can use, just point me in the right direction. So she emailed me or texted me on the first day of Prime. She said, hey, Dad, check out this one. I think you can work this one. I think this will be good for you. And I was like, okay, I got you. I can do that.
Yeah, the whole technology thing. I'm still trying to figure all those things out. There's
Oh,
some
me
days I
too.
get it, some days I don't.
Yeah, the editing voice podcast, whole different ball game from editing video
Right.
for me. Completely new for me.
You said you and your wife went on the cruise, and that just you got the cruise bug right at that point.
We
What was
did.
it
We
about
did.
that cruise that got you into everything?
So for years, we would always travel as a family. We would do Disney. We would do the beach. My wife and I love the beach. Now my kids are total opposite. My daughter is Disney all the way. My son is beach all the way.
Okay.
So there's a good gap in between them, about 8 years. So it was pretty decent that we could do the Disney things when he was little and she was really in her prime. And then as she got older and left the house, our son was still with us and he loved the beach. So we spent a lot of time at the beach. So my wife never really wanted to do a cruise. She kind of had a fear of being out in the ocean, not seeing land. And
Understand.
all of a sudden, one day I'm traveling for work and she texts me. She says, "Hey, let's go on a cruise." And I'm like, "Okay, sure. I'm all game for it." And so
Right.
a friend of ours had talked her into it and said, "Let's do it. We'll go together." And so we did, and we got out there on the water, and we knew we would because we both love the ocean anyway.
Right.
But it was a whole different experience being out in the middle of the ocean. And we just jumped right in, did a 7 night cruise and said, okay, let's go for it. So we did, and it was amazing. We had just a wonderful time, peaceful, relaxing, which she and I both have very stressful day jobs. So we always are looking for peace and relaxation.
Right.
And it just was that for us. As soon as we got home, all right, let's grab another. Let's grab it, let's just start booking. So we started booking more cruises that we could do. Yeah, so it just led into, okay, let's really dive into this cruise world and see what it's all about. And I've rarely look at anything else anymore. It's cruise stuff. It's behind the scenes. It's cruise industry. I got a little bit of background in the steel industry, so building the ships to me is even fascinating.
Right.
So the supply chain is fascinating to me. I'm kind of a nerd when I look at all of it and going, okay, how does this all work? This entire industry and how many people it employs and how many people all over the world it employs.
Oh yeah.
It blows my mind. So I've been totally infatuated with it ever since.
Yeah. See, my background is restaurants. I've been working as a chef, manager. I owned a restaurant for a while. Spent a lot of time doing that. And I thought just the whole workings of the galley and trying to get 4,000, 5,000 meals out
Yeah.
in one sitting, and that's just dinner. Then you've got lunch and you've got all these things going on. That fascinates me. We're in embarkation and we're walking across the gangway, and you look down and you see pallets of just pallets and
Yes.
pallets and pallets of food. I'm like, just to think about that and just how much you have to have planned, and it's just amazing, just
It is.
the whole
It
thought
is.
process behind it.
Yeah, I love everything about it. I mean, it's just everything from the ins and outs of it. I just really want to know more and more and more about it. And so
Right.
that's really what I've been working on. And my wife's getting kind of tired of me talking about it, quite honestly. But hey,
Mine's the same way. Mine is the exact same way. She'll come home from work and be like, honey, look at this and look at that, and we got this. And she's like, what? No, no, no,
yes.
stop. Tell me about your recent cruises.
Recently we've done a Princess Cruise and then a Celebrity. I just did Celebrity back in May. Uh, March was before was our Princess. We've got MSC booked for November.
Okay.
Then I've got another Princess booked out next year. That's going to be our kind of our big one. It's a big anniversary for us, and we're going to do the Mediterranean. So I've got that booked for
Oh,
next year.
nice.
So I'm looking at a couple of others, but recently has been Princess, and then the last one was a Celebrity that we did.
I've done one princess cruise, and like yourself, I'm part-time travel agent, travel advisor. So I did my princess training, got my graduation cruise, took a couple of my buddies on that, and we had a great time on Princess. We absolutely loved it. But I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on, like, what did you like about Princess cruises? What makes you want to go back on Princess cruises?
So Princess, the big thing to me, Jason, is this,
Yeah,
that the medallion.
that's
To
that is
me,
amazing.
that is a game changer.
Yes, very much so.
So for the medallion to be able to not have to carry a key card to me. And I know that may be first world problems, whatever. You have to get a key card out, whatever. But to
Right.
me, it's amazing. I put a band on my watch, and my door knows when I'm coming. It unlocks. When I leave, it locks.
Yeah.
When I step up to someone at a restaurant, they say, "Hey, Mr. Scott." They already know me. It's tracking me there. Plus, I can track my wife
Mhm.
on the ship. The last Princess we were on, I actually fell asleep in the spa, and and she knew exactly where I was. She's like, "Oh, he's still in the spa. I bet he fell asleep." And I did,
Right.
sitting on one of the cool chairs. And the technology in that medallion is wonderful. Getting on the ship, when you get off at a port and you come back, it's to
Yes.
scan that medallion. I mean, it changes everything
Oh, very
for
much
me.
so.
And I don't know, I can't say enough about it. I mean, not having to dig in my wallet or actually carry a wallet or carry something or a lanyard and just have it on my person
Right.
is wonderful. Takes care of you buy whatever you want there with that medallion wherever you go. Even some places that in the ports will take the
Hmm.
medallion.
I did
And
notice
then you
that as
can,
well.
yeah, and then you get points back. You get
Right.
onboard credit when you spend money in the ports that take the medallion. You get onboard credit that comes back to your account.
Right.
So for me, number one was the medallion. It just changes everything. Another thing for us is the stage of life we're in, and like I said before, with our day jobs, we're looking more for a relaxation.
Right.
Um, Princess is a little more low key, right? It's if you want to find a party, if you want to find something to go do and have a blast, it's there,
Right.
but it's just not all in your face at all times, right? You can go to these different places. You got to really look and find and look on the app and say, oh yeah, let's try that. And listen, I've tried them all, but it was just the most relaxing time for us. And when I go on Princess, I'm going to relax.
Right.
And that's what I get. Now, I still get to have fun. They have all the game shows. They have several of the same game shows that you get on Carnival because
Hmm.
they're the same company. They're owned by the same company. Several
Right.
of the same game shows. Some people want to say it's a more maybe a more elegant feel, and I could see where you could say that, but I never felt like it was way higher or way more elegant. Some of the ship design, yes,
Yes.
but but as far as the crew and the people who are on the ship, it's still great. I mean, people are friendly and the crew is great, and it's still a good environment. But you're just not going to get the water slides. You're not going to get. I mean, the first one we went on, I mean, I think I saw maybe 10 kids,
Right.
and that was it. Um, but hey, I was there to relax, and I don't have kids anymore. So that for me, that's really the big things. Is I'm
Right.
looking for relaxation and the medallion.
Which Princess cruises did you go on? Which ships?
So the Coral and then the Sun.
Okay.
So the Sun, and I've got the Sun booked again for our Mediterranean. Of course, the Sun being the newest ship that's on the water, the Star coming out later this year.
Right.
But the new Spear class, the Piazza in it is much larger. The ship itself, of course, is larger. Still not the mega ships like Royal or World America with an MSC, but still a
Right.
large ship. So yeah, the kind of the smallest to the biggest with Princess. So
Yeah, like the medallion, like you talked about, is just amazing on Princess. Of course, the more you find out about me, the more you realize that I get left everywhere.
oh
Like my whoever I'm on the cruise with doesn't matter if my family, my friends, anybody, but they just leave me because I start talking to people and they just walk away. So the fact that you can look on the ship map and find out where everybody is, that makes
yes,
it so much easier for my family. They don't care. They'll just
yes.
like we'll find Jason later on. We know where he's at.
Yeah. Like I said, my wife's like, oh, he's in the spa. He's good. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
He's fine. I'm with you. I'm going to stop and talk to everybody. That's just me. That's my
Yeah.
nature.
But like you, my kids are older. I got two older kids and I got a younger one. My youngest one is 16. I don't know that I would take him on a Princess cruise. Actually, I would not. Not that anything against Princess, not that there were kids on my cruise. We went in March of last year on the Sky. We had a great time. There were, like you said, maybe 10 to 15 kids on there, but there were no water slides for him. So I
Yeah.
think, he, as a 16-year-old boy, that's kind of what they look for on a cruise ship. They want that entertained, and it's just not there. But we had a great time. We, like you've mentioned, we very relaxing, very easy to go for. if I'm going to look to have a party, wouldn't necessarily pick Princess. But if I'm going to celebrate my anniversary, something like that, most definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you there. My kids got one in the late 20s and one that's almost 20. Yeah, neither one of them would really care for Princess. Yeah,
Right.
they just neither one of them would. They're actually going to go with me on MSC, so I think that's kind of a multi-generational ship that we're going to be on with MSC. So I thought that was a good one. But for Princess, yeah, I mean most of the age group is going to skew older,
Right.
right, on Princess. But not as much as Holland America. Holland America is going to be a little bit older than that. But Princess, I mean, really, you see, I think people from late 30s to 70s
Mm-hmm.
on those ships. Similar to something you're going to see, I think, with Celebrity, because it's kind of similar with the clientele.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. I wouldn't take my 19-year-old on a Princess ship.
You're new to the travel advisor role as well as I am. I've been doing it for maybe 2 years, but primarily it's to book my own stuff and to get travel discounts. How are you approaching that? I mean, is that something that you think that you're going to switch over and do full time, or is that something that you're just going to continue to do part time?
So for my approach with it, I want to learn as much as I possibly can, and I want to just kind of immerse myself into the cruise industry, the travel industry, as much as possible. And I want to do that through booking for myself. 'Cause I'm kind of accustomed to doing that anyway. I always booked our vacations, for years. I was always the family travel agent.
Right.
Even my mother would say, well, you should just become a travel agent. You do this all the time. I'm like, well, maybe one day, Mom. But I was accustomed to doing that. So my thing is, I want to learn as much as I possibly can, the ins and outs. And for me, a lot of times it's experience, uh, what to expect. I am going to be very cautious about taking on clients that I'm not familiar with at first, because I do not want to make any mistakes on anyone's vacation. Because let's face it, when you spend the kind of money that it takes to have a great vacation, from the flights to the cruise to the ports to the excursions, I want to make sure that I'm giving them the absolute best.
Right.
So for me, I want to be totally immersed in it. I want to have as much experience in it as possible. Different cruise lines, different ports. I want to make sure that I am well covered before I start taking on strangers. I just don't want to mess them up. So for me, I'm like you. I'm going to do my own trips. I'm going to do friends and family.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing. So my approach to it is kind of different. I'm not really pushing so much for travel agent business yet. That's probably going to change maybe in the next year and a half. I'm going to start maybe putting myself out there a little more for that part of it. I really, for me, Jason, I want to do it more so in retirement.
Yeah, I
As
agree.
kind of a retirement thing is really what I want to do. I want to kind of be full-time retired. I want to be retired and then do it full-time. I do want to do more as I get more and more experience. I want to do more. But for me, I'm just going to take it slow. It's not, I've got a great job, that I do every day, and I want to make sure I do well for them, and I want to make sure that I'm well versed for any clients that I take on. So yeah, I'm just going to take it slow, and then as I get closer to retirement, I'll just start ramping it up.
It's about like me. I'm hopefully in the next 5 years or so, I'm going to be retired, and that's probably when I'll focus more on cruising related travel agency more than anything else. Alrighty, so we got a few more minutes left. Let's play a rapid fire this or that with you.
Okay.
Okay. So you tell me what you do. Are you an overpacker or an underpacker?
I'm an overpacker.
Yeah, me too, all the time.
Overpacker.
Now you're in Tennessee. When you travel to your ports, do you travel the day of or the day before?
Day before. Day before.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been burned too many times by the airlines to put that in their hands.
Early or late dining?
Early dining for us.
Okay.
We like to do that just in case we want to go see a show later, and if we're not hungry at that time, hey, we can always go to the buffet later.
Right. So buffet or main dining room for dinner?
Main dining room.
Okay. Excursions or explore on your own when you go to a port?
We've done both, but excursions. I like excursions. I like beach days for me.
Okay. Interior cabins or balcony cabin?
Balcony cabins.
Karaoke or piano bar?
Karaoke.
What's your karaoke song?
I've not been brave enough to get up there and do it yet. Is number one. But I don't know. Been looking at some songs that I may come out with. I may have to. I think that's going to be a surprise, and I know that my wife will crawl into the table when I do one. So
Spectator or participator on deck parties?
Probably more of a spectator, probably.
So elegant night on the cruise. Are you more business casual, or do you go all elegant?
Business casual.
Okay. For embarkation day, do you like to arrive early, or are you a little bit later in the afternoon?
I like to go early. I want to get on. I want to explore the ship as much as possible, get my bearings, know where I'm going, where things are, as fast as I can, so I can enjoy the rest of it without hunting for, hey, where's this at? Where's that at? So
Right.
I like to go early.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to a brand new cruiser?
One piece of advice I'll give to a brand new cruiser is go, number one, book it, just do it. But I would say work with the travel advisor, and I would say work with a travel advisor that can give you as much information as possible. And if you're not satisfied with your information, push for it. I just recently did a podcast with some folks who went on their very first cruise, and that was one of the big things for them was they felt they were unprepared in a lot of ways to go on their cruise, that they didn't feel they had, and I didn't book it, it wasn't me. But they just felt like they did not have all the information that they needed. Our first one, our travel agent was great. I mean, she called and said, "Hey, let's have a meeting, 2 weeks before. Let's have a meeting a week before. Let's any questions that you want to ask." So I would say if your travel agent isn't calling you and isn't making that, ask them for it, because you need as much information as possible. Because if it's new to you, there are a lot of things it's going to be a new experience, right? So you want to know as much as possible, and only the internet can only give you so much, and it's great. And I know all the videos that we do and that you are doing, and all of the folks who are creating content are doing, gives such great information. But when you step out and you're going on that gangway and you're getting on that ship, there's things that you're going to say, "Oh, I didn't think about that," or "Oh, I didn't know that." All of these things. So I would say that. I would say be as prepared as you possibly can. Ask that travel agent as much as you possibly can. And if you're not getting those answers, push them and tell them, "I need these answers."
And the one thing that you will never, ever go on a cruise without is what?
A fan.
A fan?
A fan. Yeah, we have a travel fan, and I don't get paid by this company, but the Venti travel fan, we bought that thing on Amazon. I think it was like $80. Man, it's got a nightlight. It's got a remote control. If that room gets hot, it's wonderful. And it really, like, being on a ship in the middle of the ocean, you got those blackout curtains pulled at night.
Right.
You may need that nightlight. So that remote comes in really handy. So it's got the nightlight on it. It's got the fan on it. Will not travel without that fan.
Wonderful. We take a fan with us every time too. Okay, David, remind everybody one more time, and I'm going to put it here on the screen as well. Where can they find your social medias?
So TikTok and Instagram is Travel by David 1, the number 1, and YouTube and Facebook is just Travel by David.
So I will link that below for everybody. Do me a favor, do follow David, follow Travel by David. He's got some great advice, some great videos, and plus he's from Tennessee, so you got to love him because everybody loves everybody from Tennessee. So David, I appreciate your time. I thank you very much. I wish you well, and we got to find a time so you and I can cruise together.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
I think we'll have a great time. So
yeah, I saw where your calendar that you put out, so
yep.
I'm looking at it. Let's see what can happen. So
well, good. Let's plan something.
Oh, I'd love to.
Thank you very much, David. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care, Jason.
All right, bye now.
So there we have it, the first episode of Waves and Vlogs Behind the Cruise Lens with David Scott of Travels by David. Go find all of his social medias, follow him, subscribe to all of his channels. He's got some great information. And if you are a cruise content creator or a cruise travel advisor and you are looking for ways to get your name out there, whether you're looking for more subscribers, more followers, or more clients, and you want to do an interview like this, let me know. Either send me a direct message on any of my social medias or put in the comments below that you're interested in doing that. We'll schedule a time, we'll get together, we'll do the interview, we will cross-promote each other, and we'll build each other up. It's all about helping each other and creating that smiles and investing in the memories that we make on cruise ships. Because we all know that a cruise day is better than a work day any day, and I'll see y'all soon.